Neo Mario Galaxy is an amazing hack made by Aurum and the rest of the Neo Galaxy team. I recommend that you go and take a look at it, or even play the hack in full before checking out this video. I'd hate to spoil anything, so if you really want to go play it, enjoy the game, then come back to this video. Or you could check out my full 100% playthrough, just saying. The coinless challenge is a staple of Mario games. Not one Mario game has been attempted to be beaten without trying to avoid these shiny yet deadly collectibles. As well as this, both Mario Galaxy games have been beaten without collecting Starbits, a similar item that Mario may run into on his adventure. Since these challenges are so popular, I thought it'd be a little bit silly to attempt the same thing so many have tried before me. Even still, I did want to take a crack at this classic Mario Galaxy challenge, so to switch things up a little, I thought to try it on a ROM hack. Said hack is the aforementioned Neo Mario Galaxy, one I could probably sing the praises of all day. A simple coinless or no Starbits challenge would probably be too easy, so why not combine them? With all that said, I have a question to ask. Can you beat Neo Mario Galaxy without collecting coins or Starbits? The rules for this one are as simple as can be, just don't collect coins or Starbits. Coins are the easier of the two to avoid, just run around them or jump over them. They come from enemies when they're jumped on, but just don't do that or wait for them to despawn if they ever do appear. Starbits are slightly more complicated to avoid. Just like coins, they can be found laying around on the floor or in the air and can be dodged like normal, though others may be spawned by breaking crystals or killing enemies. These ones will bounce up and down but won't move much and despawn after a while, so just wait for them or go around. The biggest general rule for avoiding Starbits though is to keep the pointer off screen. Touching a Starbit with the pointer will have it fly towards Mario and straight into his pocket, so just make sure to keep the pointer away from the screen and you'll be just fine. There are some points in the game, such as those requiring the use of pull stars, that need you to use the pointer to progress. But as long as you're careful and keep an eye on where it is, you shouldn't be in too much danger of accidentally collecting a Starbit or two. And with all those rules and explanations out of the way, the run can begin. The first area we're dropped into isn't even a full level, it only serves as a gateway to the first galaxy, and the only thing to worry about here is the crystal that contains the launch star. Even if you're careful and break a single one, all the other crystals that contain Starbits will also shatter, so wait for them to despawn before taking the launch star to Galactic Garden Galaxy's first star, Dino Piranha. The first set of planets here is no issue, and the next one with the apples really isn't either. Just remember the basics of avoiding these collectibles and you'll be just fine. You'll have to use the pointer to access the pull stars on the apple planets, but there's no Starbits in the background anyway, so it doesn't matter. This flip switch planet does present a little bit of difficulty, but it's not that bad. Make sure to walk around the coins and you'll be just fine. I guess it is slightly notable for being the first planet to have anything actually in the way. On the next planet, all you need to do is kill the prickly piranha plant to collect the key and go to the launch star. I tried to collect the key without touching the flowers below as I thought they contained coins or Starbits, but they didn't. Keep in mind that flowers and patches of grass with the sparkling effect will spawn these things when touched, so avoid those. Otherwise, touch grass all you like. We know you need to do it more often. Just for fun, I decided to try and collect all of the comet medals and stamps in each galaxy that I visited. You don't need to collect every single one of them to reach the final galaxy, but I thought it might be a fun bonus challenge to throw in. Besides, since there's only 10 available non-comet stars out of the 12 required to unlock the final galaxy, grabbing at least 2 comet medals and completing their stars is actually required. As well as this, you need to collect stamps to unlock new levels. Even now, I don't really know how this works, as on my initial playthrough I also collected all of them as I went. And anyway, they're not too hard to grab, so just get as many as you can and you'll probably be fine. For this galaxy's medal, enter the teleporter and kill these piranha plants. Simple as that. You might be able to do it without the use of the rainbow star, but there probably isn't enough time to do that, so grab a star and hope you don't run into any of the drop Starbits. Took me a few tries, but it worked out in the end. This bridge planet has some very scary Starbits sitting in the middle of this wide and very easily traversable bridge. I think the challenge might be over, but thankfully I was able to avoid them by the smallest margin, so the game continues. After skipping over this vine planet that has nothing of note, it's time to fight Dino Piranha. To be honest, there's not much to talk about here either. All you have to know is that when damaged, boss enemies will drop Starbits, so avoid those during the fight and wait for them to despawn. Otherwise, all you gotta do is hit him with the 1, 2, 3, 4 to take him down and claim the first star. After collecting the first star, I decided to return right back to Galactic Garden for the second star, Silver Stars in Wuthering Heights. How many times can I say star in one sentence? Just like the first time in this galaxy, the initial planet cluster is easy as can be. The few coins that are there are easily avoidable thanks to the Cloud Flower's floaty physics and cloud platforms. Getting into this vertical area, we find something a bit more difficult. Given that it's a 2D section, movement is somewhat restricted only to left and right, so dodging things might be a bit more of a challenge. This becomes immediately evident with the cluster of coins sitting right above. Having to ride on clouds to go up as well makes this section functionally an auto-scroller, which only makes things worse. I did eventually manage to get around it, though I'm not entirely sure how. My guess is that the cloud just scraped the edge of the wind current, allowing it to float past the coins with no issue. Another set of coins sits just above this platform, but a low backflip catches the platform without touching the offending currency. After an easy vertical section featuring these, chopper enemies, so more coins appear. Going in between into the side of them is easy enough to do even in 2D, and the only thing past this crushing wall are some Starbits that are easy to dodge and a coin-filled golden mushroom that you shouldn't grab anyway, so take the launch star to clear the first semi-difficult area of this challenge. The final section of this level features the titular silver stars, complete with haphazard platforms and scattered circles of coins. A simple long jump will nab you the stamp, and all of the silver stars can be grabbed easily. Whilst I didn't have any platforms left, the Cloudflower's floaty physics still came in handy for dodging the coins. It might be possible to do this section without the Cloudflower though. Oh, it was. Nice. After grabbing that star, Sweet Treat is next on the list, and apparently it's our favourite Red Plumber's birthday, so happy birthday, Mario! Wahoo! And such. The first planet has some easily avoidable coins, which seems to be a running trend with this game so far. The next planet follows suit with only a few enemies that drop coins when killed, so, you know, don't kill them. And taking the launch star leads to some fun cake-based platforming. Yet again, there aren't very many coins or starbits in the way of the main path. Just be sure not to spin near these little decorations in fear of spawning starbits, and wait out the spinning platform to grab the comet medal. On the big cake planet, jump across the spoons to the left and take the spinning walk to the stamp area. This level's stamp involves ice skating to kill some Octoombas and Octoguys with the help of a rainbow star, so just dodge the starbits they drop for an easy grab. Climbing up the cake is a piece of something I can't put my finger on, and spawning the star requires nothing more than extinguishing these candles with a spin each. Now we circle back to Sweet Treat for the second star, Prince Picante's Peppery Mood. Collecting the star pieces on the initial planet doesn't pose much more of a challenge than just walking up the planet during the first star. Ice skating across the cluster of platforms that follow is also a pretty simple activity. Just make sure to avoid the occasional groups of starbits and the wayward chocolate-themed little cinder enemies. Finally, this star features a boss fight against Prince Picante. Dodge the coins around the arena and the starbits he drops upon being hit, and you're golden. Hopefully not a golden coin though, that'd be bad. After unlocking the path forward, and skipping over the Hungry Luma since we can't collect Starbits to afford it in the first place, we're onto Gloomy Galleon Galaxy. The first objective to tackle here is collecting the Haunted Silver Stars, and they're really not that difficult to get. The Comet Medal, Stamp, and aforementioned Silver Stars are very easy to grab as they're all spread out underwater with lots of space to maneuver with thanks to the shells. The only slight complication is getting up onto the ship for one of the Silver Stars, but there's enough space to move around so it's not even that bad. Having to get back onto the ship with the gold shell to collect the ship's golden treasure is a bit more difficult as jumping out of the water with the shell is rather annoying, but with enough practice it's indeed possible. Spinning and jumping and spinning is the name of the game in Turnlog Galaxy, and apart from a couple groups of coins and starbits on the main path, the star, comet medal, and stamp are all pretty much free. Going back to Turnlog, repeating a similar path and ground pounding all the nails along the way to grab driving the last spike is also pretty easy, so that's nice. Battle Blast Galaxy treats us to what it calls a Monster Planet Mega Run, and since this star requires killing enemies, it might actually be difficult. This challenge hasn't really been, well, challenging so far, but it's been fun nonetheless, and that's all that matters at the end of the day. And in fact, it wasn't a difficult level at all, to be honest. Dodging the starbits or coins that the enemies dropped was really easy, thanks to the wide movement area that all the planets allow. The Toad Brigade ships required tricky jumps to dodge their coin circles, but apart from that, there's nothing much to this level. While Squizzard is an amazing boss with an equally amazing name, the fight really isn't that much more difficult with this challenge in effect. Do what he did with the other bosses and dodge the starbits he drops on getting hurt for an easy clear. Next, I decided to go back to Turnlog Galaxy to do the Endless Twisting and Clones Prankster Comet Star. In terms of the challenge this video is about, this level is just the same as Turnlog's initial star, with some extra platforms at the end. For some reason though, I really couldn't beat this level for the life of me. Time and time again, I kept dying and I just couldn't get to the end no matter what I tried. I quickly went to complete the Chip Skating Challenge in Sweet Treat and the Lost Child Speedrun in Galactic Garden to clear my head before returning to Turnlog, and thankfully, these two stars were easy, not worth talking about at all. But finally, after a couple more deaths, I finally managed to grab Turnlog's Comet Star. I don't even know why this one kicked my ass so badly, I might just be bad and stupid. Regardless of my skills though, that was the 12th and final star that I needed to access the final galaxy, Kraken King. So it's time to enter the final boss level and collect the final star for this challenge, Saucer Full of Secrets. Sadly, or happily, depending on how you look at it, this level wasn't really that difficult. There weren't many coins or starbits sitting in the way, and enemies are easy to avoid so they don't even need to be killed. Just as other bosses do, King Caliente drops starbits, but they're also really easy to get out the way of and most of them bounce to the other side of the planet anyway. It's yet another galaxy where the medal and stamp are easy to get as well. So with that, the challenge is complete. Overall, this was a fairly fun challenge. A couple stars needed to be thought about a little bit, but overall it was sort of easy. I guess it makes sense though, as there are only 5 available galaxies and 12 stars that need to be collected out of the 15 available, so there would definitely be a little bit of room for rerouting if one star did end up being troublesome. Despite the ease of the challenge though, it was quite fun, as I said. Maybe in another video I could try to see how many stars I can get without touching coins or starbits, or even how many of both are required to reach 100%. There was even one galaxy I didn't visit on account of it being locked behind a Hungry Luma, so I'm interested to see if it would pose any challenge challenge besides the initial cost of entry. If you'd like to see me go the extra mile for this challenge and you thought the video was good, like and subscribe maybe, ha. I feel awkward doing these plugs. Just sat alone in my bedroom asking people to subscribe. It's really funny. Not to be annoying per se, but it does help out a lot. I love making these challenge videos and I hope to bring more in the future. And remember to check out Neo Mario Galaxy. It's one of my favourite hacks and I'll definitely be putting the link in the description. And there's nothing much else to say, so bye! Yippee, I sound like the Roblox sound effect. Bye!